Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday after daylight savings time. I don't know about you, but I certainly am getting acclimated this week. We're so thankful that you are taking time to be with us this morning, to be educated by Terra-Scape. We like to start right on time, so I'm just going to go through the introduction this morning. I'm going to enable the waiting room to allow for everyone to join, and I am recording. This is our marketing disclaimer. By being involved in this platform, you are authorizing permission for this to be videotaped and uploaded to our website and to use in marketing materials. Additionally, no reproduction or use of this video may be made without prior written consent. Thank you so much for being here this morning for our program, Florida Friendly Plants for Any Size Association. Little tongue twister for me. The team from Terra-Scape has a great presentation in store for you today. So again, thank you for being here to learn. We would love to see where you're coming in from. So if you're a board member or a CAM, put it in the chat and let us know. We'd love to hear from you. Also, speaking of chat, if you have any questions during the presentation, I ask that you please have them ready, but wait until the end so that George can get through all of his subjects, and then we can unmute everybody and you can ask questions at the end. And at the end, I will also send out George and his team's contact information so that you can have that and schedule a direct consultation for your association with Terra-Scape. It is my honor to introduce Terra-Scape's owner. Please meet George. George was born in Louisiana, and he moved to New Smyrna Beach when he was only 6 months old. He created Terra-Scape in 2007 with a mission to build a world-class organization by creating a culture that fosters growth for landscape professionals, stimulates innovation, and as a result, delivers exceptional landscape services. Their vision is to be recognized by their clients, their team members, and experts in the industry as the best landscaping company in the market. And I hear nothing but rave reviews for them in the circles that I am in. Another item to note is that George has the Florida Certified Horticultural Professional designation and is Florida certified in best management practices. Please welcome George Kennedy with Terra-Scape.
Good morning. Thank you, everybody, for being here. We'll get the slideshow pulled up, and then we'll begin. Okay, we're going to discuss Florida-friendly plants today. The goal of our topic of our presentation today is twofold. One is we want to understand why sustainable landscaping matters for homeowners associations. And we also want to discuss the benefits of the environment, the property values, and the cost savings of Florida-friendly plants. What are Florida-friendly plants? Florida-friendly landscaping is a program that promotes the use of plants that are adaptable to Florida's climate and soil conditions. They require less maintenance and resources. Some of the benefits are sustainability. Reduces the need for water, fertilizers, and pesticides, contributing to a more sustainable environment. Cost effectiveness. Low maintenance plants require less watering, fertilizing, and pest control, saving money in the long run. Environmental protection. Reduces water, pollution, and runoff, protecting local waterways and ecosystems. Aesthetic appeal. Florida-friendly landscapes can be beautiful, diverse, with a wide variety of plants to choose from. Here are the 9 principles of Florida-friendly landscaping. The first principle is most of you have probably heard this: right plant, right place. That means choosing plants that are suited to the specific conditions of your yard, whether it's sun, shade, type of soil, etc. Number 2, efficient watering. Use of efficient watering methods to avoid overwatering. Number 3, fertilization. Fertilize plants only when necessary and use fertilizers sparingly. Number 4, mulch or other ground cover. Use mulch to conserve water, suppress weeds, and improve soil health. Number 5, attract wildlife. Choose plants that attract beneficial insects, birds, and other wildlife. Number 6, responsible pest management. Use integrated pest management techniques to maximize the need for pesticides. Number 7, recycle yard waste. Compost yard waste to enrich the soil and reduce landfill waste. Number 8, stormwater runoff. Direct stormwater runoff to landscape beds or rain gardens to reduce pollution and erosion. And number 9, protect waterfronts. Maintain a buffer of native vegetation along waterfronts to protect water quality. How do these plants contribute to sustainability and cost savings? Florida-friendly plants and landscaping practices contribute to sustainability by requiring less water, fertilizer, and pesticides, while also promoting wildlife and healthy ecosystems, ultimately leading to cost savings through reduced maintenance and utility bills. Choosing the right plants for your association. The best Florida-friendly plants for different landscapes. Lawns, gardens, common areas focus on plants that thrive in Florida's climate, such as native species and drought-tolerant varieties. For lawns, consider Bahia grass or St. Augustine for low-maintenance, resilient options. In gardens, choose flowering plants like blanket flower or coral honeysuckle, which are vibrant and adapted to the local environment. For common areas, select plants that require minimal care but still offer visual appeal, such as palms, ferns, and ornamental grasses. Native versus non-native in non-invasive exotic species. Native plants are naturally adapted to Florida's climate, requiring less water, fertilizer, and maintenance. Non-invasive exotic plants can be beautiful, but they do often threaten local ecosystems and wildlife. You want to emphasize the importance of choosing plants that don't spread uncontrollably and harm local habitats. Drought-tolerant, low-maintenance, and pest-resistant options. Look for plants like black-eyed Susan or lantana, which are drought-tolerant and can handle Florida's hot summers. Select pest-resistant varieties like the southern magnolia or the beautyberry that naturally fend off pests without harsh chemicals. You also want to prioritize low-maintenance species that require minimal pruning, watering, and fertilization. Landscaping solutions for different property sizes. So for small spaces like courtyards, entryways, and patios, you want to maximize space with compact plants such as dwarf palms or low-growing ground covers like sweet potato vine. Use container gardening for flexibility, allowing you to easily switch out seasonal plants and keep up space dynamic. You might also want to consider vertical gardening option if it is available to you. Trellises or climbing plants can save ground space while adding greenery. For medium landscapes like community parks, walkways, and pool areas, you want to create a balance with a mix of low, medium, and tall plants for visual interest and varied texture. For walkways, use low-growing ground covers and flowering plants like blue porterweed and dune sunflower to guide visitors. Incorporate shade trees like live oaks or maples around pool areas and seating spaces to provide comfort and coolness. For large-scale community landscaping, such as retention ponds, medians, and recreational areas. Recreational ponds can be beautified with wetland plants such as blue flag iris or pickerel weed, which can help control erosion while adding to the landscape's aesthetic. Use hardy, low-maintenance plants in medians like dwarf fountain grass or society garlic. For large recreational areas, incorporate a mix of native shrubs, trees, and grasses to create zones of interest and provide wildlife habitats. Maintenance and care for Florida-friendly landscapes. Proper watering techniques and irrigation management. Use drip irrigation systems to deliver water directly to the roots, reducing water waste and evaporation. Water deeply but less frequently to encourage deep root growth, which helps plants withstand drought. Schedule watering for early morning to minimize water loss due to evaporation. Soil health, mulching, and fertilization best practices. Improve soil health by regularly testing soil and adding amendments like compost or organic matter. Use mulch to retain moisture, suppress weeds, and regulate soil temperature. Apply slow-release fertilizers to avoid overfeeding plants and avoid synthetic fertilizers that can harm the environment. Common pests and natural control methods. Identify common Florida pests such as aphids, whiteflies, and scale insects. Natural methods to control these can be used, such as introducing beneficial insects like ladybugs or predatory beetles. You can also apply a neem oil or a horticultural oil as a natural pesticide. Encourage a balanced ecosystem with a variety of plants to naturally deter pests and promote healthy soil. Enhancing curb appeal and property value. How Florida-friendly landscaping improves aesthetics. Visual appeal. Florida-friendly landscaping often includes lush, vibrant, and diverse plantings, which create a welcoming and attractive environment. This can greatly enhance the overall look of the property, making it stand out in the neighborhood. Color and texture variety. By incorporating native plants with varying colors, textures, and sizes, you can create a dynamic landscape that draws the eye and keeps the area visually interesting throughout the year. Sustainable beauty. The use of native and drought-tolerant plants not only provides aesthetic value, but also promotes a sense of ecological responsibility, which is appealing to modern homeowners and potential buyers. Low maintenance design. Properties with low maintenance, Florida-friendly landscapes often look well kept with minimal upkeep, which can enhance curb appeal without requiring excessive time and resources. Seasonal interest. Florida-friendly plants offer year-round visual interest with seasonal flowering, changing foliage, and other natural changes, providing consistent curb appeal throughout the seasons. HOA guidelines and compliance considerations. Adherence to rules. Many HOAs have specific guidelines for landscaping, including approved plant types, design styles, and maintenance standards. Ensure that any Florida-friendly landscaping choices align with these guidelines to avoid fines or conflicts. Uniformity and aesthetic standards. HOAs often prioritize uniformity in landscaping to maintain a cohesive community appearance. Choose plants that complement the HOA's approved aesthetic while still incorporating Florida-friendly species. Water use restrictions. Some HOAs have policies regarding water usage, particularly during drought conditions. Opting for drought-tolerant, low water use plants will help ensure compliance with both HOA and municipal water conservation guidelines. Invasive species control. Make sure that the plants selected are not invasive or harmful to local ecosystems. Many HOAs have bans or restrict the use of such plants for environmental reasons. Cost-effective enhancements for long-term sustainability. Low maintenance solutions. Choose plants that require minimal maintenance over time, reducing the need for frequent replacements, pruning, or chemical treatments. Drought-tolerant, pest-resistant, and native plants often require fewer resources, saving on water, fertilizers, and labor costs. Efficient irrigation. Implementing an efficient irrigation system, such as a drip system, minimizes water waste and reduces utility costs in the long run, while ensuring that plants get the water that they need. Soil and mulch. Investing in quality amendments such as mulch can help retain moisture and improve plant health, reducing the need for excessive watering and fertilization. This contributes to long-term sustainability and healthier plants. Energy savings. Florida-friendly landscaping can include shade trees and other features that reduce the need for air conditioning, providing long-term savings on energy bill. Strategic placement around homes can also provide natural windbreaks, further enhancing energy efficiency. Durability and resistance. Choosing plants that are well suited to Florida climate, like native species, will help ensure that the landscape remains attractive and functional for many years, ultimately reducing the cost of plant replacement and care. Community involvement and best practices. Engaging residents in sustainable landscaping. Number one, education and awareness. Host workshops and seminars on sustainable landscaping techniques, such as xeriscaping, native plant gardening, and composting. Create informational materials, brochures, social media posts, and newsletters to share best practices and success stories. Organize neighborhood garden tours to showcase sustainable landscapes in action. Number two, hands-on participation. Plan community days when residents can contribute to creating a pollinator garden, a rain garden, or urban green spaces. Establish community composting programs to reduce waste and improve soil health. Encourage residents to participate in tree planting initiatives and enhance shade and biodiversity. Number three, incentives and recognition. Offer discounts or incentives for residents who adopt landscaping practice, such as rebates on native plants or rain barrels. Recognize homeowners and businesses that implement eco-friendly landscaping with Green Yard Awards or signage. Develop a certification program for sustainable yards to motivate long-term participation. Number four, collaborations and partnerships. Work with local environmental organizations, schools, and businesses to support green initiatives. Partner with local government agencies to secure funding for sustainability projects. Engage master gardeners or landscape professionals to provide expertise and guidance. Number five, ongoing support and maintenance. Establish community garden committees to oversee maintenance and continued engagements. Provide online resources or forums where residents can share tips, ask questions, and showcase their progress. Organize seasonal check-ins or events to keep momentum going and address landscaping challenges. Educational programs and resources for HOAs. Number one, educational programs for HOAs. The Florida Friendly Landscaping Program, which is offered by the University of Florida Institute of Food and Agricultural Services, which is the acronym is IFAS. It provides HOA-specific training on sustainable landscape practices, guidance on revising HOA rules to align with Florida-friendly landscape principles, provides workshops and webinars for board members, property managers, and residents. They will also do on-site assessments and expert advice on incorporating native plants and water-efficient landscaping. I'm going to provide you guys with several links, all of which, when we do the follow-up send out with the recording, we will include the links there. So you don't have to, I'm going to give a couple of them to you now, but you don't have to worry about writing them down because you will have an actual link to go to after the webinar. The Florida Friendly Landscape link is ffl.ifas.ufl.edu. The next is water management district programs. The 5 Florida water management districts will often offer educational sessions and sometimes even funding for HOAs to implement water efficient landscaping. These programs might include rebates for irrigation system upgrades, drought resistant plantings, and soil moisture sensors. Your local University of Florida Extension office is always a great place to gather information. If you are not currently subscribed to your local extension office weekly or monthly newsletter, I strongly suggest that you get on board with that because they have a plethora of knowledge that is widely distributed to residents and communities alike. Many counties offer free consultations on sustainable landscaping solutions as well. Check with your local county to see if theirs does. The Master Gardener Volunteer Program is an excellent resource. Also, that is coordinated through the Extension Center. Certified Master Gardeners will provide community talks and landscaping evaluations for HOAs. They will also assist in choosing native plants, reducing fertilizer use, and improving soil health. And then key resources for HOAs. The Florida Friendly Landscaping Guide for Community Associations. This website link is way too long to give to you guys verbally, so that's going to be one of the ones that we include in the follow-up after the webinar. The final link is the Florida Friendly Plant Database. This is also an app. It's a great app. It's an online tool that helps HOAs choose low maintenance, drought tolerant plants suited to Florida's climate. It's interactive. You can select, like if you're looking for shrubs or ground covers or trees, if you're looking for sun or shade, it's really a great resource. If you can, like I said, you can download it as an app on your phone, or it is also available on the University of Florida website. And that link is ffl.ifas.ufl.edu/plants. At this time, I would like to open it up for questions. If anybody has any, I'd be happy to answer.
George, is the extension for Volusia County at the fairgrounds?
That's correct. If you go to the Volusia County Fairgrounds, the extension office is that brick building right on 44, close to the road. If you pull in, it's going to be the one on the left-hand side.
Okay, great.
George, I have a question. I think it was so interesting how you talked about community involvement and getting residents involved. Do you have any experience seeing associations do that? And what are maybe some just a little bit more best practices for that? I think that that's such a positive thing to for associations to do.
We do. We've worked with a number of associations that have wanted to reduce the amount of turf. Turf is a very water intensive resource. Anytime that you can, remove areas of turf and put in Florida friendly plants, it goes a long way to help reduce your water bill. We have examples of some associations saving in excess of $10,000 a year on their water bills as a result of removing existing turf and putting in Florida-friendly plantings in place.
That's amazing. Anyone else have any questions for George while we have him? Please feel free to unmute yourself. And again, we're going to get the links out to you and we're going to send this video so you can share it with your board members and other associations in the area, other CAMs. If we don't have any other questions, we'll say goodbye.
I have one real quick, if I may.
Of course.
George, what recommendation do you have for condominiums? I know you mentioned a lot of the HOAs, but I manage a condominium. And it's an older, well, not too old, but a lot of our landscape is aged. And with budgets and all of that, going on that slope.
So I would recommend starting with a plan, a consultation. Obviously, if it's a big association and there's a lot of grounds, most associations aren't willing to embark on a giant re-landscaping project. But if you can select certain areas of the property to start with, budget permitting, you can work through the different areas over time to make it cohesive as long as there's a base plan in place. We work with associations on things like that. The Extension Center will work with you. They'll send out master gardeners if you're interested to come up with different ideas. It's always been suggested that you want to limit your plant palette to about 12 to 15 different types of plants for the entire association, and then just use those more extensively as opposed to trying to, expand it to, 100 plants, because that becomes more of a difficult task to manage.
And what about a budgeted amount? What would be, if you want to start off gradually, a realistic budget amount?
So it's going to depend on the area. We've done landscaping projects as small as $2,000. We've done some as large as 6 figures. It's really going to depend on the scope of the project.
Okay. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Okay, everyone, I put the contact information in the chat to everyone. If you go over to chat, you can just cut and paste it by highlighting. That way you can contact George directly, also go to his website. And then if you feel that this was valuable content, always leaving Google reviews helps every business. So we ask that you do that as well. George, any final notes?
No, thank you all for being here today. Hopefully this was helpful. We look forward to having you again.
Thank you, everyone. Have a great day.